Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are still dealing with late 19th century Prussians from Civil War. There is an ongoing Kickstarter, so if you haven't checked it out yet, there is a link in the description. Today I want to show you how I have painted my Prussians in a short tutorial of sorts. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. As a first thing, of course, I printed the minis and then I put them together. Then I sprayed them black and then I used zenithal highlight by spraying them using white ink. And this is of course when the real painting started. I am painting the uniform first, I mean the jacket, with the paint I use quite often when I'm painting historical dark blue uniforms. It is an army painter speed paint called Cold Burst Blue. It is a dark, desaturated blue that you can highlight later on to whatever blue shade you require. In case of these Prussians, I guess it would be okay to leave it just as it is. I mean, speed paint only. It is down to your personal preference, I suppose. Then I'm painting trousers and rolled up coat, using Army Painter's Ironclad Grey. Next up are all the red parts: cuffs, collar, trousers and jacket stripes and trimmings, in this case parts of the field cap as well. This will be the first red layer, and for that I'm using Army Painter Basilisk Red, dark and desaturated red paint from a cool reds triad. Now I'm painting a skin with the Army Painter Speed Paint Crusader Skin. Now the black parts are getting a coat of the black speed paint, helmet / cask, boots and the black pouches for ammo. Here I'm highlighting the jacket with Army Painter Imperial Navy paint. At first I was doing, later on another blue highlight of Regal Blue, also from Army Painter, but I've dropped it, coming to a conclusion that one highlight in this regard will be enough. Here I'm using Hardened Leather speed paint to paint the backpack. With the Heavy Metal Army Painter metallic paint, I'm painting the mess tin. Now the red highlight of Army Painter Angelic Red. At this point, all fleshy parts, with emphasis on faces, were highlighted with Warpaint's Fanatic Barbarian Flesh, and then again with 50-50 mix of Barbarian Flesh and Dorado Skin. I mean, leaving just a speed paint, the Crusader Skin is okay, but since undercoat was not really white but in different shades of grey, the skin looks kind of dead in some areas. So, Barbarian Flesh highlights the skin and brings back some color. Added Dorado Skin, on the other hand, does highlight of course, but it also takes down a notch rosiness of the Barbarian Flesh paint. The rifle and the canteen is getting a coat of Army Painter Oak Brown paint. Now the grey parts, trousers and the coat, are being highlighted with the Army Painter Deep Grey. Now all the white-ish parts like embroidery on sleeves, epaulettes and pipes on the collar are being treated with Brain Matter Beige. Also all the belts, the bag and other white parts that need to be highlighted and tidied up are being treated as well. Any off-white paint will actually do. Now metal parts of the gun are being painted with, gun metal from Army Painter, of course. Well, that's pretty much it, but I did not point out a few things. Rifle brass parts were painted with Emperor gold. Helmet's eagle and spike were painted with plate mail metal, and if you are wondering why are they silver, it's because so far all my minis are painted as a Guard Musketeers of the 1st Regiment on foot. I believe they were the only ones with the silver helmet markings. But if I wanted brass markings, I would use hardened leather speed paint on the silver paint. That is exactly what I did with the helmet chin strap. And the last thing, to add some visual interest on the rifle, I added some simple wood grain-like brushstrokes. This was done with leather brown. Now, as a curiosity, I did paint the uniform a bit differently as a tryout. Here is a member of a Landwehr, but apart from his headgear, there is no difference between him and musketeers. Maybe you can see that his pants and rolled-up coat have another layer of grey highlight, and the jacket is painted without speed paint, using the darkness paint as a base and no less than 3 blues as highlights. I suppose you can see the difference, but only from close-up. On the gaming table they look pretty much the same. So speed paint and only one highlight was the way I chose to proceed with when painting the rest of my minis. That is pretty much all for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick painting tutorial. Let me know in the comments if this kind of quick painting guide is something you guys would like to watch, and well, till next time, cheers!